What I'm talking about today is the art of seduction, and I'm an artist. I was just watching 50 Shades Freed there. Name me 5 X-Men and I'll tell you their real names. Roll for a kiss. It's a 1. Critical fail. Look, it's now or never, okay? All right. How you getting on? My name's Tony Cantwell. Welcome to my show, Tony Cantwell's Hit Show. If you're watching this on YouTube, please consider hitting a little subscribe there. And if you've clicked into this link through Instagram, please consider pressing the button to then move this over to your browser so that all your passwords are saved there, and then you can log into your YouTube account, and then you can like me there. Go on, I'll wait for a second. Thanks very much for that. How you doing? You well? You well? Anyway, there's a pinkish hue behind me here because I'm going to be talking about seduction. Pinkish hue, Grant, more like. Nope. Not really. Although I'd say when he got busted with that woman of the night, sex worker, the headline should have been more like reddish hue, in parentheses on his face, Grant. You know? Or if someone, he got bumped for a different job. He was meant to do like 2.5 Men, for example, and then Ashton Kutcher got it. Greenish hue, in parentheses, not a good look for him, Grant. Whatever. I shouldn't have gone down this cul-de-sac of Hugh Grant. Sometimes I wish there was like, a lively horror, movie audience just watching me go down these cul-de-sacs being like, bitch, don't go in there. There ain't nothing in there for you. Why are you going in there? There's no joke at the end of that. Don't go down there, But anyway, how are you doing? Did you enjoy watching the coronation of King Charles? I tell you, when I saw it on teletext that there was a coronation, I was like, okay, yeah, where's bloody Curly and Pat Butcher? When I saw that there was the coronation of King Charles, I expected to watch a bloody Springer Spaniel. King Charles Cavalier. Spaniel. Going into the Rover's Return, which would actually be the perfect name for a dog pub. What would they have? Probably water still. But it wouldn't be in a glass. Probably be in a bowl. That's the end of that. Again, don't go in there. I'm talking about a dog now. But look, I hope you're doing well. I hope you enjoyed the old coronation. I do not respect the monarchy. The only monarch I revere is, of course, the High King of Tara, Brian Boru. You love me and I love you. I love the High King, Brian Boru. Now that I've alienated any new listeners or followers, I'm going to get into what I'm talking about today. I'm talking about seduction. As you know, as a man who has at least, I have public evidence of having had sex at least twice. I have 2 kids. A lot of people talk a big game, I remember a lad came back from the Gale Talk. He was like, yeah, I scored 100 birds, 100 birds, he said. And I was like, yeah, but do you have any proof? Well, I've got 2 kids, so I've had sex twice. Where's your proof? And word of mouth, corroborated stories do not count. Okay, where's your proof, though? Well, actually, you can do that kind of riding. I kind of believe firmly that, sex was created by God to procreate. So who's doing sex better, me or you? Who's doing sex better? Who's doing sex a proper way? I actually have sex a proper way. To the finish. But look, your fucking kids are going to watch this someday. Not someday soon, though. And I'll probably be out of here. Heart disease, I did eat. I already talked about this, but I ate 8 BLTs last Saturday. 8 BLTs. 16 triangle segments BLTs. My mum, went to visit my mum. Terry was out at a Leinster match. And so I was like, look, don't worry, I'll take the kids for the day. And then I texted my mum, Mommy, can I come over? And then I went straight over to my mammy, because my wife mammy wasn't here, So I went over to my old mammy, right? So then she made like loads of sandwiches, like from Terry and for the young fella and for me. And the young fella wasn't really eating the sandwiches, so I ate his. And then I ate Terry's because she wasn't there. And my man made 8 BLTs, every single one of them. And I was like, I keep eating these. I said this to be like, help. And she's like, go for it. I'm not, it's on me. My man's not an enabler, But 8 was a lot. And then later that night, I had a Chinese. Because Terry wanted one because she came in drunk from the match, And then I had that. And she had ordered. She used the prism of her brain to order for me as if I was drunk. I was stone cold sober, right? And she ordered like a mega box, which is a pizza box. Which now, I have to say, in the cold light of day with my sober eyes, with my 4 sober eyes, even more powerful. There's a lot of fucking chips in that, and not a lot of good stuff. And the ribs were a lot of bones in the ribs. Basically, it's all of the tossed selection, of spiced tossed chicken balls. Only 3, right? Chicken wings, some rib bits, and I'm hungry now. And salt and chili chicken was in that, and then a wad of chips, and even in the air fryer, chips don't reheat that well, Ate the whole thing again after my 16 BLT triangles. So that's just a little update on Pig Watch. What I've been up to, but I've been doing protein shakes in the morning, so I think I'm going to be fine. Anyway, what I'm talking about today is the art of seduction, and I'm an artist. As I said, I've completed seduction twice, and I pay the ultimate price. I pay the ultimate price, So, take these words with care, with caution, and just be, maybe get a vasectomy, but they're great. I love my kids, but wow. But anyway, look, moving on. I am also, I love to compile and archive terrible advice given to men on how to date, I'm a kind of an archivist of bad charming techniques, I've read Neil Strauss's The Game, never really incorporated any of it into me, you should have a wingman, you should peacock, dress like a magician, you should neg, which is not the Jason Statham movie, but the Megalodon, unfortunately, what's the biggest shark you ever thought of? I'm megging you. I bet a shark could eat you, even though you're a bit rotund for a man. That's me megging another man, for example. Do you know what I mean? You ever seen The Meg? I've not, which is so off-brand for me. Jason Statham, kung fu expert, which he doesn't show enough of, action movie icon, and the biggest shark there ever was. I'm sitting there in that beautiful, pristine Venn diagram, that warm, moist center of the Venn diagram of that, of those two things, and I've not seen it. But I do like to collate bad advice. And there was a while there when I was deep into the torrents, deep into downloading torrents, and I would download torrents of audiobooks. And one book took my fancy, which was Robert Greene's 48 Laws of Power. And for whatever reason, the voiceover person, the narrator, would really lean into the word power whenever he would say it. He would say stuff like, lean into your weaknesses, be a public fool, but deep inside, you're true power, publicly shame the shortcomings of your colleagues in front of your superiors. Say shit like that, and show that if the time comes, you're ready to step up to power. Every fucking sentence, every chapter ended with the word power, and this guy was loving it, And then this guy, Robert Greene, then wrote the 50th Law with 50 Cent, But he also wrote a book called The Art of Seduction. I believe that's what it's called. Is it? Yes, The Art of Seduction by Robert Greene. And so I was flipping through it, and I basically pulled out some of the best pieces of advice that he's given. This is for young men to be charming for a woman, okay? Or a man. Or an envy. In fact, you know what? Anyone, all these fucking things are out the window. Anyone can use this at any point for anyone. But for the sake of this and the role plays that I will act out, I will be playing the role of a heterosexual man, and coming on to any woman, okay? So that's the setting for this. So I think the best thing to do, because there's a lot of them, is we'll get into it. I'll read out the kind of the title names, give you some examples that Robert Greene would give, and then I'll give you some of my examples. Okay, so let's do that. All right, let's get into it. First rule: be a chameleon. Have a little buggly eyes. You want to know how I got this tongue? No, what it actually means is dress in a style they find attractive, show interest in their hobbies, adjust your communication style to match theirs, and seamlessly integrate compliments into the conversation, okay? So you're kind of mimicking them, okay? So I did some Googling, and I wanted to find out what women find attractive now at the moment. Well, what anyone, again, using these fucking data, what people tend to find attractive in men, All right, best, most attractive male looks. And I have to admit, this was like Esquire or some shit. I was surprised at the results. The most current trends at the moment are leather jacket, sweatpants, floral shirt, and a big pair of fucking Chelsea boots. That as an outfit, I was surprised to hear would be attractive, but apparently that's what's in right now, so we're going to go with that. Okay, so you rock up at the club. Okay, you're wearing your leather jacket. You're wearing your floral shirt. I would tend to do my buttons down to 3. Because I have a hairy chest and I like that, and it's not out of trend right now. It was out of trend for a little while. Scary time for me. Turtleneck City for this guy. Anyway, so you dress up in a leather jacket, big Hawaiian shirt, pair of fucking O'Neill's jocks on you, right? Connell's jocks, right? And big old pair of fucking Chelsea boots, right? And I think go with a size 3 size up from you, you know? First instinct will be, has a clown come out of a clown car by accident? Maybe there's been an accident, they need to use the phone. No, wait, that's a man. Oh, do you know what big boots mean? You know what I'm talking about. This should be saucy sons, man. Big fucking jumbo saucy son is what people believe. That has been disproved, I believe. But you rock up in a pair of boots. I say get a pair of boots as big as the boot that like fucking Mario can jump into. In Mario Brothers 3, you know, he's jumping around with the boot. So you walk in, flap, 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 in your fucking big massive boots, right? Getting a lot of attention, right? Tripping over shit and everything. She looks over, looks at your boots, looks at you. Perfect chance to break the ice, right? She's like, oh, hi. Were you just looking at my fucking clown shoes? What's the crack with you? What's your name? Get her name, whatever. Siobhan, you know? Siobhan, what's the crack? Where are you from? You know? Always good just to get the basics out of the way. Who are you? Where are you from? Right? And she goes, Londonderry, right? Like, whew, all right. Easy, mate, you know? Londonderry, right? Okay, great. This is the perfect opportunity for you to adjust your communication style to match hers. Be a chameleon. Did you say Londonderry? Are you looking at my boots? Do you want to jump in my big fucking pair of boots and hop around like Mario? Did you like that? I reckon you're skinny enough to fit in my boots with me. Did you enjoy the coronation of King Charles? You know, you're going to match to her interests. She said Londonderry. She made it very fucking clear. What did you have? Did you have any coronation chicken for the coronation? You know, see what she's into. If she's vegan or whatever like that. Do you know what I mean? So you've already started off really strong. You've matched her communication style. You've gotten the small talk out of the way. You know, or assume, she's mad at King Charles. Great opener, right? The next lesson they teach, that Robert Greene teaches, it's called Practice the Art of Spezzatura. And I'm not talking about cheap pasta, okay? I'm not talking about delicious, affordable pasta if you're in Dublin. So what you want to do is perform thoughtful gestures and casually display impressive skills, okay? So this is what I would do. Be like, name me 5 X-Men and I'll tell you their real names. That would be my skill. I'm able to name all the X-Men. Gambit, Remy LeBeau. Colossus, Piotr Rasputin. Nightcrawler, Kurt Wagner. Magneto, Eric Lensche. Professor X, Professor Charles Xavier. You know? Cable, Nathan Summers. Give me a fucking hard one. Wolverine. Now you think I'm going to say Logan. His name's actually James Howlett. He took the name Logan from the caretaker who killed his mother. Impressed? And then another crucial skill is to not draw attention to yourself. Spunk that a little bit. Not draw too much attention to yourself. So maybe you lean in and you go, hey, I know all the names of the X-Men. I know the name of all the X-Men characters. Wolverine's called James Howlett. Cyclops called Scott Summers. Phoenix is called Jean Grey. Cable's called Nathan Summers. Bishop is actually his name. With Deadpool's Wade Wilson. Now you go, you know, and be playful. Now you do something, bitch. Sorry. Name calling comes much later in this process. Don't call her a bitch. Unless she's one of those goddamn dogs drinking at the Rover's return for King Charles Cavalier's coronation street. Fucking hell. I'm trying to grow this YouTube channel. Anyway, so you don't bring too much attention to yourself. So after you say all this, say, don't listen to me. Mind games. All right. So now you've come in, you've matched your communication style, you've shown off an incredible skill for memory about specific things that you're into because you have ADD and you'll be X-Men. Okay. The next one here, emphasize your mystery. Now, you could go straight in, Peacock wearing a Riddler costume, load of question marks on it, That's a mysterious looking guy. Or go for the Strider approach, Aragorn. Sit there with a tankard of beer, with a big hood over you, like a fucking rocker in the Bruxelles metal bar. All right? More contemporary example of that would be Fibbers, right? See, if you ever see a goth with their hood up in Fibbers, be like that. It's so mysterious. I need to know more about him. What you listen to? What do you fucking think? Metal. Right? So be mysterious. Keep some personal details to yourself, it says. What's your name? I'm not falling for that one, baby. Siobhan. From Londonderry, Be vague about your plans. I might be going away for a while. Can't say anything about it. That's very intriguing. Share an intriguing story with open-ended elements. Okay. So I woke up one morning there last summer with a massive bollock. I went to St. James's and, I'm not going to tell you what it was. Or if they fixed it. No, but is it fixed? I really cannot say. Shh. This fucking metaler here, dressed as the Riddler with a massive bollock, has my attention. Okay? Master the art of the bold move. My mammy says I'm not allowed to eat after 8s before 8. See that clock? 7. Eat fucking after 8 before 8 o'clock in front of her. That's pretty bold, I'm not allowed to get wet. I'm getting my Confo picture today. And then dump a lot of water on your head. That's pretty fucking bold. What else? Well, they say confidently ask your crush. Bold means like actually do something like bold, like, of note, Confidently ask your crush to dance at a gathering. Express your interest with a thoughtful gift. And plan a surprise, memorable date. Okay, so if I had to be like spontaneous with a gift on the fly, I'd probably take out my wallet. I'd say, baby, this is for you. Slide it across the desk. This is a one-for-all voucher. It's about €17.53. All right? That's yours. No questions, no strings attached. That's yours. But I'm thinking maybe, if this goes well, we could spend it together. Although I will say, they don't take it in Bella Baby in Dundrum. I fucking almost ate the head off your one behind the till. I mean, obviously don't need to take it. Some of the margins on those strollers, like there was a stroller with a Lexus logo on it. They don't need fucking one for all. Okay? They don't need one for all. All we wanted was a Stokey high chair. We actually went in there thinking we could support them. Would have got it online. Anyway. But we can spend that together. Eddie Rockers or something. Use the power of words. Do you hear me talk? I like to use words in my seduction. I don't use numbers. I say that for the non-binaries. I'm talking about robots, not NBs, who I love. Okay, so here's a story. And using vivid imagery. Let me tell you the story of my greatest achievement. May I? Please don't interrupt. When I was 17, I looked much like I do now, except no facial hair, and I had cum gutters. I was kind of like, a little V under my belly button, abs. And my butt was a pinker hue than it is now. My willy too as well. I've really stepped into that whole dad dick scale of brown that Russell Brand famously coined. I actually have it very similar to how much milk I would like in my tea, and I'll leave that up to you. I'll leave that up to you about how much you think that is. But it is the exact same hue. A cup of tea with the amount of milk I want on it as the colour of my dad dig now. I'd keep this out of the story because that's a bit too much, right? That's just for you to know, all right? That's just for you to know. Anyway, so I had a pinkish ass and a paler cock, and I was heading into town. And I had a monumental task ahead of me. I was there to try and purchase, into town, to try and purchase Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. It just came out that day on the PlayStation 2. I was told by everyone that they were sold out. I called. They said, no, sold out. I thought, I'm just going to fucking chance it. I'm just going to chance it. I should have put the pre-order in, but because I was 17, they were only taking pre-orders for people who had ID. And this was when I was in between fake IDs. I had just stopped using the Bernard Brogan ID, and just before I started using my brother's expired ID, that would have told people I was 21. Okay? No, 19. Anyway, I got the 123 bus into town. It was gleaming in yellow and red. Those were the colours of the bus. Very vivid imagery. And it smelled of pee and rum. No vodka. And I got off on O'Connell Street and started heading towards the main promenade of Henry Street. And I ran into every shop I could. I ran into HMV. I said, do you have any copies of San Andreas? He laughed like a harlequin, Jack in the Box, popping out from behind the till. I went into Game. I said, have you any copies of San Andreas? He said, no, but you can buy this copy of FIFA 04 for €200. I'm like, this is why the shop's closing down. And then I left. And I went in every shop I could until I eventually just went into Smith's just to have a little peruse. Just to have a look at maybe a Lego, some wrestlers that I still wanted to buy but was too old to. And then I remembered, oh no, hang on, there's a game shop here. I went up to the till. I said, excuse me. I know this is a long shot, but do you have any copies of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas? He said, you know those are pre-orders. They're sold out everywhere. I said, I know. And he said, but look, kid, a mother has just returned 2 still plastic wrapped copies of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. She had to return them because she found them in her son's bag and he's underage. I can give you these both. Are you 18? With a little wink he gave me. I said, yeah, mate. Yeah, I'm 18. I was born in 1984, whatever. 86. Yeah, whatever. Just give me the fucking game. And I put them in my backpack, gave him the cash. €100. Bought one other copy from a mate, Joe. And I tell you, probably one of the highlights of my whole life was getting on the phone. He was struggling everywhere. He was off in fucking Santry trying to get them, right? Got him on the blower. I said, I got him. I felt like Obama saying that Osama bin Laden had been killed. We got him. We got them. And I went home that day, put a Big Al's microwavable burger in a microwave, put on a couple of fucking microchips, didn't see light for 72 hours, man. What a time. What a time to be alive. What's your greatest achievement? And then you pivot to her, you know? Practice the art of insinuation. So mention a romantic movie sparking interest in a similar experience. Okay. I was just watching 50 Shades Freed there a few months ago on a plane. My wife at the time was like, you can't be watching that on a plane. I'm like, well, Terry, why would they put it on a plane? Unless it was socially acceptable to watch this filth on a small screen. I don't care who's watching. And she's like, well, can you stop bringing so much attention to yourself? You know what I mean? Because I had the headphones on and I couldn't really hear. And so I was shouting and I hadn't seen the other two. So I was like, who's that? Who's that? Who's that woman? Who's that man? All these white people look the same, you know? So I was watching that romantic movie. I don't know if you've seen it. E.L. James is the author of the book. Next up, mirror your target's emotions. I'm scared too. I can be scared. Okay? I'm really scared. I used to be very scared. I went and saw this movie, Fire in the Sky. Saw Too Young, about alien abductions. Oh my God, fuck me up. It was so much worse than what you see in X-Files. My dad showed it to me. And I still kind of like, if I see like grey aliens, the ones with the big eyes, still get kind of like heart palpitations. I'm alright if I see like Nords, the Nordic race of alien. Chitauri are okay. And weird like tentacles around like that. I'm like, that's made up. That's fine. Signs wasn't very good for me. I was scared by that. You know? And with grey aliens. Are you afraid of aliens? You know? Turn it on her. Are you afraid of aliens? Apart from the big goofy one trying to chat you up right now. Yeah. Next one. Be a master of suspense. Introduce new experiences, unexpected events, and withhold information, creating anticipation. All right? So what I would do, be a bit playful with this, I'd be like, here's the church. Here's the steeple. Open the door. And I'll tell you who's in there on date number 2. I'll give you a hint, it's people. Huh? You know? That's pretty hot. And it's very playful, you know? It's very, very playful. Mix pleasure with pain. Sounds like fucking Mando season 3. Very hit and miss. No, what you could say is mix pleasure with pain. It says tease them playfully and express disagreement on a minor issue. So tease them playfully. You silly bitch. And then disagree with something minor. Do you like water? I hate water. I hate drinking water. You know? I never drink water. I'm like the bird that Ricky Martin's chatting up in Living La Vida Loca. He never drinks the water, makes you order French champagne. Don't drink water. Except for French champagne, replace that with pints. You know? So, I'm very dehydrated, and I run very hot. I'm like a spluttering fucking old American car. Just please give me water. You know, I don't like it though. Create a sense of urgency. Imply that you have other options and express uncertainty about the future. Okay. Urgency. Look, it's now or never, okay? It's now or never, okay? My phone's constantly fucking blowing up. I'm getting calls all the time. You'd swear my phone was set to vibrate mode. People think I'm walking around with a fucking dildo in my pocket. Girls are calling me all the time, all right? So you're not the only one. And then uncertainty about the future. Do you think big tech can survive the recession? Do you think big tech's going to make it? Bzzz. Next one. These are good. All right, we'll do a full recap after we get to the end. We've quite a lot here, right? So do all this and you're going to be fine. Identify their insecurities and offer validation or support. Discover their deepest desires and present yourself as a means to fulfill them. Choose the right bait. This is exactly the problematic language that makes Robert Greene a very controversial figure. Okay, so identify insecurities and validate and discover their deepest desires and fulfill them. Okay. We're kind of getting into kind of like negging territory, okay? I love how you show your grey roots in your hair. I think that's great. I love a woman who shows off her age, you know? It's much better than the other way, you know? Some of those bloody girls look like a grown woman, you know? And what are you going to do? Like, you know, can I see your ID? You know? But it's there, clear as crystal, how old you are, you know? And I love that about you. Validate it, you know? What's your biggest dream? Before you answer, is it to be a pop star? Because I have a microphone in my shed. And I'm pretty skilled at Adobe Audition. So if you want to make an EP, you old bitch, you old bitch, you know, you're never too over the hill to become a star. Probably are though, but I'll do it for you. Like, whoa, like what? Am I in? Am I out? You know what I mean? This is crazy. What's happening here? You know, but you've really, you know, you've definitely chosen the right bait. I don't like that one. All right, next one. Lead them down the garden path. Would you like to see my gnomes? Would you like to see my little gnome collection? 2 of them are broke. If I find that fucking fox that did this. I know you're not supposed to eat carnivores, things that eat me, but I'm having fucking fox kebab when I find this cunt. Smash my gnomes. No, it doesn't mean literally. It says, create a fantasy world. What? Lead them down the garden path. Create a fantasy world through storytelling or role-playing. Okay. Interior, night. You're having a glass of blood-soaked ale at the Tipsy Trollop. A haven for the dregs of elven society. An orc walks in. You know him to be Bosco Lightfeather, notorious gangster who's broken out of jail. You know that he's always been talking about getting the chalice of everlasting girth. A chalice that if you drink from it, you will become really wide. Adventurer, what do you do? Do you like role-playing with me? Do you like role-playing with me? I feel like I'm out of something from 50 Shades Freed doing this with you. What do you do? Roll for a kiss? It's a 1. Critical fail. Critical fail. What's your charisma? What's your charisma? We can add it. Still a fail. I'm going to roll one here on my imaginary die. Oh, critical roll. 20. You know? Give your target the gift of nostalgia. Do you ever read the Zig and Zag books? I have them all. Do you ever read the old Zig and Zag books? Do you ever see Nothing to Do with Toast, the VHS? It was really good. Did you ever watch Johnson and Friends, the Australian show about all the animals? You know? You probably watched Arthur. What is he, a dog? You know? Did you ever watch Arthur? Is he a dog? No, sorry. Remind them of a happy memory from their past and use music or scent associated with their past. What's the worst thing you ever got from Santa? I'll go first. It was a gremlin. I wanted Gizmo and I got Spike. But then my ma got me Gizmo 2 days later when the shops were open. What's your worst gift from Santa? Speaking of bad Santa gifts, smell my neck. Yeah, that's Lynx Benghazi. Yeah, it was only on sale for a very brief period. Does that remind you of scoring, guys? At the Scout Disco? Yeah, Lynx Benghazi. They don't sell it anymore. Use the power of gestures. Offer small, thoughtful gestures and express your care and attention. I can also mime. Here's me. This is a sperm trapped in a Johnny. I wouldn't know about that. I got 2 kids. Wouldn't know about that. Use the art of deflection. Redirect conversations to focus on your target. Ask open-ended questions and compliment their insights. All right. Redirect conversation to your target. Okay. But enough about my skills as a mime. What's the top 3 circus tricks you can do? What's the top 3 circus tricks you can do? And don't fucking say mime. And don't say mime, please. Well, I'll tell you, you could be a bloody lion tamer. Oh, by the way, did I say I'm a lion? Did I mention that I am a lion? You could be a lion tamer. Or a fucking clown. You're messing with her. You know what I mean? Or a clown. What can you do with a circus? You know? Is this any good? That's so insightful. The bathroom is over there. And yeah, you can definitely go in a second. You know? Respect her navigation skills. She's like, okay, sorry, the bathroom's over there. I'm just going to... Yeah, I know the bathroom's over there. You're very good at finding things. Now you found yourself a match. You know? Don't stop anyone from going to the Jacks. But if you can, be like, you know, hey, I love how you know where the Jacks is. I think that's great. Play the role of a healer. That sounds racist, but it's actually a soundbite from Age of Empires that the priests would do when they would heal. So, now who's fucking stupid sounding? Offer a listening ear and empathetic support. Share uplifting stories or insights. Do you have any trauma? Because I'd be willing to put you into a state of hypnosis. Maybe we can release some of that trauma with an EMDR session to learn about it, because Kevin Smith was talking about it. The director of Clerks, he had some trauma when he was a kid, and he underwent some trauma therapy. And then I asked ChatGPT how to do it, and it told me, so I can do that for you if you want. Or, I see you rubbing your head here. Here, take some of this. You take out Solbadine. Clunk, into the glass. There you are, 2 Solbadine. And those are my last 2. And they were very fucking hard to get. They're always asking you so many fucking questions. You go in there. I had to say, for my wife's period. My wife's having a period, okay? Yeah, we've tried everything before. Paracetamol, everything. So that was my last 2 Solbadine. Why do we split it? You know? Share an uplifting story or insight. So I once won a drawing competition when I was 6. I was asked to draw something for the month of April or March, and I drew a picture of a sheep. And I won the competition. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe my luck when they said my name. You know? I was, you know? But I'll tell you, that was the last time I had any correlation with sheep. Now I have nothing to do with sheep. Now I get my actual news from truthist sources, okay? So I'm no longer a fucking sheep. Although you might think I look like one because I'm dressed in their clothing. Dangle the carrot of hope, says Robert Greene. Dangle the carrot of hope. Yeah, I really formed a true partnership with my wife. What you do? I dangled the carrot of hope. That seemed to work for me. No, the example they give is compliment them when they least expect it. Okay. Here's a compliment when you least expect it, right? You're going to come out of nowhere, all right? A husband and wife are driving down the road, and they see a sign on the side of the road, and it says, pigs for sale. Right, pigs for sale. And the wife says to the husband, here, we should get one of those fucking pigs. Husband's like, what? But our fucking back garden's not big enough. All right? Wife goes, no, we'll keep it in the house. And the husband goes, what? But what about the smell? And the wife says, you are fucking so beautiful. You're the hottest bird in here. See, she wasn't expecting that. She was expecting a punchline. The punchline is, well, that never stopped us before, insinuating he's a pig. But I've replaced that line of dialogue with a compliment about your beauty. Don't be afraid to play dirty, it says here. Create minor jealousy and leverage their insecurities to gain advantage in the relationship. Okay, create minor jealousy, leverage insecurities. I got a PS5 for free on the day it came out. Yeah, from Sony, because I'm an influencer. We could play it sometime. Huh? Although you'd probably be shit, We'd probably play Call of Duty, and you'd be like running around with your gun like this. You know? That's probably what would happen, but I teach you. See, kind of messing, giving and taking every single time. Put mála in the lámha. Last lesson. Wow, okay. Beware the after effects. Plan a graceful exit strategy. Maintain a level of emotional detachment. And communicate boundaries. Okay, so exit strategy with boundaries. Bitch, I got a free now right outside. I order them every 5 minutes. And I just pay the cancellation whenever they drive off. All right? I've already spent about 75 quid today. All right? But Johnny Murphy's outside. He's pretty ticked off, but I only have 3 missed calls off him, so I reckon I have another 2. How about you and me getting there, and then boundaries, and you sit in the front with him? Because I don't like talking to weirdos. All right? Now let's go. Mála in the lámha. To recap, okay. You asked her name. It's Siobhan. She's from Londonderry. She's into King Charles, assuming, because she said Londonderry, right? You've listed off all the X-Men's real names. You've shown off that skill. You told her about your big bollock thing, but you haven't told what it is or if it's coming back. You've given her a one-for-all voucher for €17 on it. You told her how good you are at getting Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. You've mentioned you saw 50 Shades Freed on a plane. You understand how scared she is, and you're scared of aliens as well. You have done the church in the steeple bit. You've called her a stupid bitch and told her you don't drink water, you only drink pints. You say you have a dildo in your pocket because so many birds are always calling you. You tell her that she's so old but she can still become a pop star. You've done a bit of a D&D campaign for her. You've asked her about her worst present from Santa. You've let her smell your Lynx Benghazi on your neck. You've shown her your mime skills and asked what circus skills she has. You've offered a trauma session with her, and you've given an amazing joke with a complimentary plus punchline. And you've also mentioned you have a PS5 that you got on day of release, and there's a taxi outside. Are you fucking coming or what? Oh! Or you could just be attentive, clear, without being creepy, and show a good bit of yourself, but not all. You know, up to you. Anyway, thanks very much for watching this show. If you like this show, please subscribe on Spotify, on Apple, but most importantly, YouTube, which is what I'm trying to grow right now, and hit that little bell notification. But also the Patreon, patreon.com/Tony Cantwell, where for the price of a pint a month, you can get 4 extra podcasts on a Friday to tee up for the weekend, their video as well. And you also get early bird access to any gig that I'm doing. Podcasts I've done recently have been, I did a review of The Empire Strikes Back. I've done most of the Star Wars. They're called Movie Bakes, where I talk about the movies and kind of give my 2 cents on them, and they've been a lot of fun. They're also, the podcasts are very relaxed because I know who I'm talking to over there, so they're pretty chill, and you get a bit more personal side of me over there. Also, you get access to the Discord, where you can message me personally and recommend show ideas, and I check them sometimes. So you should definitely check that out. And also, look, thanks very much for liking, but the most important thing you can do right now is hit subscribe and share this video to a friend if they need dating advice. All the best. Bye-bye!